Welcome, guys. This is second live today. We are going from TACLE headquarters. We want to start talking about simplifying migration for you, and we have brought in our migration specialist, Linda, to discuss more about migration and more about skilled migration to Australia and start simplifying things for you. And with that, and the idea of this Migration Live to come to you is to give you more broad understanding that what are the options for you have to come to Australia as a permanent resident, with which you can bring your family and everybody, as a family, as a family unit, you can come to Australia. So we want to talk and understand more things with Linda, which is our migration specialist. Hi, Linda. Thanks for coming today.
Hi, David. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, pleasure to be here.
And Linda, the first question which everybody would want to know is, what is the most popular permanent residence pathway to Australia?
Yeah, there are so many pathways to come to Australia, to migrate to Australia. The most common and popular ones will be the 189. It's called Skilled Independent Visa.
Okay, Skilled Independent Visa, yeah. 189. Okay.
189. Yeah, that's the most popular one.
Okay.
The common one.
Okay, and what are a few simple things what people can think about or start thinking about if they want to come to Australia about 189?
Yeah, I think the main thing is like basis on your occupation, because in Australia they develop an anchor school. It's based on Australia and also New Zealand government at a workplace develop different codes. So the first starting point is you have to check whether your occupation is on that list for 189.
So the first thing is to check the skill, that whether you have your skill is on the list of the government list, which is ANZCO.
Yeah, anchor school.
And scope. Okay,
yeah.
Lovely. Mm-hmm. And what are the more primary skills which Australia is looking for? What are the more people who are, what is the biggest volume of skills people are coming to Australia?
I think the traditional people think only the so-called white-collar people can come here. But if you check the occupation list for the long, now we call long and medium list for 189, it's a mix of occupation, including like accountant, engineers, and also lawyers, solicitors, and also some occupation you would think I never had the opportunity to come here before will be the carpenter, and the
carpenter,
farmer,
yes, lovely,
and the chef.
And the chef,
and cook. So that kind of occupation in the traditional view is like they belong to the blue collar class, but they are on the list as well.
Okay.
For 189 visa.
So this is amazing for you guys. It's not just what Linda is saying. It's not just the white collar roles like accountant and engineers. It's everybody, as in people. If you are a carpenter, if you are a chef, if you are a cook, you can still apply for a permanent residency to Australia.
That's right.
Which means you have to have those basic skill sets to prove or to qualify that your skill sets are translatable for your home country to Australia?
That's the next stage. So the first stage to check whether your occupation is on the list. Okay. And the second stage will be based on the point system. Okay. 189 is called point system visa as well. Okay. Why we call point system? Because your age, your qualification, your education, your work appearance, your English level, whether your marriage status, whether you're single or you have a partner, whether you study in Australia or not, whether your appearance in Australia or overseas, all will be scored by points. Okay. So you add up all the points together. If you qualify for 65 points, you're qualified. That's the minimum. Okay. That's the threshold.
Okay. So it's 65 points is the bare minimum points.
It's a threshold.
And for everybody, what we are thinking that the age is important. Your English level proficiencies, your skill is of highest importance. Yeah. Then you have your family living in Australia or not, and is a qualification of your partner.
Not necessary. Not necessary.
Okay.
Yeah. The major important things like your age. Yeah. For example, if you belong to age 18 to 25 group, you will get 25 scores. Okay. If your age group between 25 to 32, your score will be 30. So that's a highest score.
Okay. Yeah. So for the highest score from an age point of view is 25 to 30.
25 to 32.
32. Okay.
Yeah. before 36.
That's good.
Yeah.
And what about English proficiency?
English, like the minimum requirements is IELTS 6, no band less than 6.
Okay.
That's called competency.
Okay.
So if you have competent English, you just meet the minimum requirements. Your score will be 0. There's no score on minimum on IELTS if your IELTS is 6.
Okay.
But if you have IELTS at overall 7, no band less than 7, you have a point of 10.
Yeah.
Good thing is if you have 8, with no bands less than 8, you have 20.
Lovely.
Your score will be 20.
So what you're saying is you don't, from an English assessment point of view, you have to get bare minimum 7 points, 7 bands in IELTS. So 7 bands will get you 10 points.
That's right.
And best case scenario would be for you to get 8 bands across. That will fetch you 20 points.
That's right. I'm just using IELTS as an example. You could have a PTE, you could have a TOEFL, you have other OCT. So Australian recognize 3 or 4 different English tests. But they will recalculate the points. For example, from TTE, how much equivalent to IELTS.
Okay. And how long does it take as a process to how long does it take for a complete process to go through, and what are the stages in the process?
I think there's a few stages first. I feel that about 5 steps.
Yeah.
The first step, you check your occupation on the list. Yeah. And then you have the scoring test paper.
Yeah.
You calculate your test point to see how much point you have. If you have 65, that's starting point. You could contact us to say, I meet 65 points, my occupation on the list, what should I do?
Yeah.
I think another requirements will be your skill, your appearance and your qualification need to have a skill assessment.
Okay.
So once you pass the skill assessment, you almost, I think, finish 40% of the task.
Okay.
Because getting skill assessment pass,
that's
the most important thing. Skill assessment are done by all the assessing bodies.
Okay.
For example, engineer.
Okay, for engineers.
Engineer, you have the assessing bodies. Engineers Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to come here as accountant, the assessing body will have 3. So CPA, ACCA, or IPA.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and for people who are software engineers, which is the body for software engineers or business analysts? What is it?
ACS.
ACS.
Yeah,
Okay.
Australian Computer Society.
Okay.
So
lovely.
There's so many different assessing bodies. So
the first stage is assessment, and then that's 40% of the big piece of skill migration assessment, and then what next?
If you have 65 points and you can get your skill assessment done, we can help you at this stage.
Yeah.
We can prepare all the documents and load the skill assessment materials and lodgement for you through the skill assessing bodies portal.
Yeah.
Once you got a positive outcome, we'll lodge the impression of interest for you, because this visa 189 you cannot apply directly. You have to go through EOI called impression of interest first. Once you submit EOI, you have to wait for the government to invite you to apply for this visa.
So you're saying that the second step is after assessment is the EOI process, which is the expression of interest.
That's
so you have to express your interest that you want to migrate to Australia to the government.
That's a system. That's an online system. You have to lodge your EOI in the online system.
So you have to lodge an EOI thing on an online system. Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely.
You select the skill, the visa 189.
Okay.
Because you don't need to attach any states. Because for this 189 visa, you can once you are successful, you can live in anywhere in Australia.
Okay. Lovely. And then as we apply for EOI, what's the next phase then?
You're waiting for the government to send an invitation letter to you.
So government sends an invitation letter to us after we have applied to expression of interest? Okay.
That's right.
And how long does it take for that process?
I think it depends. Because 65 just a threshold.
Okay.
The more scores you have, the more chance you have.
The more score you have, the more chances you have. Okay, lovely.
Invitation. Yeah. get invited.
So every month they publish?
Every month, I think they on 11th of each month they publish the invitation round.
Okay.
At this stage, they support to release on 11th of May, but we have not received any invitation round yet.
So after we get assessed and after we have received, for example, I have applied for a PR and then my assessment is done. I have applied for an expression of interest. I have received an invitation from the government saying that okay, you are qualified to apply. What's next?
You have 60 days to apply for the 189.
So I have 2 months to apply. Do all the documentation, or shall I submit all the documentation beforehand?
You cannot. Okay. You have to wait for the invitation letter to come through you, and then there's a link. You can click the link, open and the system. Most of your information should be there. When you do your UI, you already put a lot of information there. You can add more points in there, but if you as a point of time, very important, when you load your UI, you must have 65 points. If you didn't have, you only have 60, but you load your UI, later on you will be disqualified and you will probably get a penalty as well.
Fair enough. So which means it's a very simple process: assessment, expression of interest, and wait for the invitation. And then as you receive an invitation, you start submitting your documentation and within 60 days, and then you should be able to get a response on the visa.
Because COVID-19, so everything get delayed. So around 14 months. 12 to 14 months.
So the total process might take 12 to 14 months from start to finish.
In the past, if applicants apply for this visa onshore, only take about 3 months. Offshore normally is about 6 to 9 months. Not because the COVID-19.
And yes, as we wanted to simplify for you guys, the things which are important is to have the right skill and then have at least 65 points to apply for the expression of interest. And the most difficult part or the important part of the process is the assessment.
That's right, skill assessment. The assessing bodies.
So skill assessment is more important, and then application of expression of interest, and then you wait, then you get the invite, and then you submit all the documents or the relevant documents within 60 days, and then you again wait for the visa.
That's right.
And you have to have minimum 65 points, guys.
The more you have, the more chance you'll get invited.
Lovely. So I think guys, that's what we wanted to come through and talk to you about more detail and simplifying how migration process works with our migration specialist Linda, and with Linda we'll try to come more often to you and talk to you about more pathways to permanent residency to Australia, and we'll try to touch base with you from different channels. You can write messages directly to us, and then we can get in touch with Linda and she can share her feedback on your profiles. And whenever you would want to send your profile, please make sure you send a full form of a CV, and then you add the details of your spouse if you are married, and and your English proficiency level also. So we would like to get that much information from you so that Linda would be able to assess in the complete form. Send an email to us at admin@tacle.com.au, which is ADMIN admin at tacle.com.au. So you send an email at admin@tacle.com.au, and you can send a WhatsApp message to us at +61 432 321 457. I repeat, +61 432 321 457. And I think that's it for the day. Do you want to add something?
Thank you so much. I think the most important thing, please put your date of birth, your marriage status, because this is very important. I know we all have privacy, but for the initial assessment, this information is really important.
I think date of birth is important, yes. Please mention that in the email, date of birth, your marital status, and the detailed CV. So I think we'll see you guys again soon. And we'll keep you posted how we are going, and we will see you guys on different platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And thanks for now. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.